Alright, so let's develop the third portfolio website. So the website we are going to develop is this one. So it has its own menu bar with about skills, experience, work and contact, all the details. And you can see so each page has its own content. I mean, it's not actually page, but each content will be taken or shown as a page. If I click on skills, it will take me to the skills, and skills will be applied to the whole page. So each one looks like as if it has its own page, so it's completely independent. And you can see there is a roadmap, and you can see a small icon animation. So we'll see that how to do it. And if I go to the next one, this is the work. I added few portfolio here, so you can see games, websites, though they are bouncing. We'll see how to do it as well. And games website, it has its own hyperlink. If I click on games, it will take me to the games portfolio I have. Similarly with websites, and each page has its own hyperlink. And if I click on contact, it will take me to the contact. Alright, so this is one of some kind of logo, but it's not an image or SVG or any kind of object. It's a text. I have applied a cursive handwriting font from the Google Fonts. So I'll take it back, and if I make it small, so this is the mobile screen. Before that, right, so this is the mid screen, and you can see everything looks like before. So if I make it into iPad view, okay, the header is gone now. Now you can see the footer, so with some icons, right? So if I click on any of the objects, it will take me to the next page. Okay, the functionality is exactly the same, it's just that the menu changes. And if I change it to mobile screen, so this is how it looks like. So iPad and mobile screens have similar functionality, whereas large and mid screens have the similar kind of functionalities, like desktop, laptop have similar functionalities and look. Okay, so we'll see how to do all of these things. So for this, I am going to use TailwindCSS and NextJS. Okay, so first we have to install or download the project. So simply we can do that by going to TailwindCSS. So I have the installation option here, click on that. So it will directly take you to the installation page. Now we are going to use NextJS. You have different options, but I will go to NextJS. I'll copy this one. Okay, so I'm going to use VS Code. I'll paste it here. So just change the project name. I'll call it as portfolio 3, portfolio website 3. Okay, so it will take some time for installation and downloading all the files. You will see a folder here soon, and once the download is done and it install all the dependencies and packages, we can start the coding. Okay, also I have added few icons here. If I click on them, it will take me to the social network sites. So also we are going to use hero icons, so I'll keep them open. So for the footer, we are going to use these icons. Okay, so in the last video we have installed the hero icon, but this time I don't want to do that. So we don't need a whole package for using 3 or 4 icons, right? So it will save a lot of memory or storage. So I'll just keep them open for now so that we can quickly access them. Alright, so these are the icons we are going to use, and let's see. Okay, and one more component we would require is React scroll. So this we have already implemented in the last video, so we are going to do the same in this video as well. My internet is slow, let's give it some time. Right, so we'll go to the first one, React scroll npm. So we'll need this component to have the scroll effect. Let's see if it is done. No, it's still taking time. Okay, so we're going to install this React scroll, and so this is the usage. We're going to use only one component, which is link, and we'll create the links in such a manner. So, and we'll also give IDs to each element so that it will scroll to that ID automatically when you click on those menu buttons. Okay, it is still installing. Let's wait for it. Alright, so now the installation is done. So we have a new folder here called portfolio website 3. So you can cd into this portfolio and run the server, but instead of that I want to open the folder and I want to open the folder itself. Alright, so now we are in the portfolio website 3 folder. Now let's open the terminal and start the server. So npm run dev. So this will start the server and we'll be able to test all of our code parallelly in real time. So whenever we make any changes in the program, it directly reflects on the web page. Okay, so we are going to use the localhost 3. So not use, but I mean it's by default it will be hosted on 3000 port. Okay, now yeah, now it should open. Right, so this is the initial website. So this is how it looks like. So it just gives you the pages or links to the NextJS. So now we are going to replace everything and make the website look like this. Alright, let's get started. So in pages, the program is in index file. So let's remove everything and start it from scratch. Alright. Instead of create next tab, I will call it as Sudeep's portfolio. So if once I save it and go back to the web page and everything is blank, and you can see the title of the web page is Sudeep's portfolio. Alright. Okay, so let's start adding the sections. So first we are going to add a header. So this will be the main content. So we are going to add a footer as a menu. So in header, so I'll create a first container. So here we will require Sudeep about, experience, skills, work, contact. Right, if I save it, let's go back to the website, and this is how it looks like. So we need Sudeep at the left hand corner and rest of the items on the right hand corner, and with a proper space in between. So it should look like this. So if I hover on them, each item will be colored into indigo, and this one should have some cursive handwriting look, and this is fixed to the top. Okay, let's do this. So now I'll create a class. I'll call it as flex row, items center. So this will keep the item center, and I'll make it as justify between. Okay, so when I call justify between, each item will be placed separately, but it doesn't work as of now. I'm sorry, where is it? So it doesn't work as of now because we need to keep each item it's in its own container. Okay, so for example, so Sudeep will be in its own container, and the rest will be under different container. Okay, so let's see how it looks like. Still doesn't work because we need to make the width as full screen. So I did not declare that. So let's make the width as full. Let's see now how it looks like. You see that? So Sudeep is on the left hand corner and the rest of the items on the right hand corner. Now let's add some space between each of the items. I'll go back to my VS Code, and in the second div, again I will make them as flex row, and I'll add a gap of 10. What I'm missing? Right. Every object should have its own container like this. Okay, let's see. Right, now you can see each item has a gap of 10. Now it works fine, right? Also now when I hover on them, I want the pointer cursor as well as this turning into indigo color. Okay, now let's add that. I'm sorry. So for each container, I'll add a class name called cursor pointer. Okay, and when I hover on the item, so text should be indigo 700. Let's see. And before that, I want to make the font as semi bold. Okay, now it is semi bold. If I hover on them, you see that it is turning into indigo color, but for the rest it doesn't work because we need to apply the same class to the rest of the objects. Okay, now let's see. Right, this is good. Now let's change Sudeep into this logo. So for that I will go to Google Fonts. Yes, Google Fonts. So categories, let's select handwriting. Remove everything, just let's keep handwriting, and we'll select the first one. No, I think the other one. One second, I forgot which font I used. Alright, let's use this one. So this is only for demo purposes. So anyways, you can use your own font when you're building for yourself. So I'll select all the styles. I'll go to import. Okay, copy the font family from here. I'll go to TailwindConfig.js, go to theme, extend, font family. So I'll call the font as custom. Okay, so this is done. Now we'll have to create our own CSS file. So for that I will call it as styles. I'll create a folder called styles and new file called global.css. So go back to the Google font, copy the import, paste it here. Okay, and again when we create our own custom file for CSS, Tailwind CSS, we'll have to add these three components. Done. Now we can close this one, close this one as well. Now in underscore app.js, let's replace this one with the font we have added. I mean the custom CSS we have added. So it is in styles globals.css. Okay, done. So the setting is done. So now if I go to header and apply class and font as custom, you should change this, see the change now. Right, you see that? Let's make it bold and make it big. So I'll make it semi bold, and let's increase the text size to 2XL. Okay, now it's better. And also the color of the text, I want it to be in indigo. Okay, good. Right, it's not exactly the same font as this one. I did not find that font. I'm not sure why did I miss it, but anyways, so you can replace this with your own font, but now you got the idea, right? All right, so now let's go to the main content. So one, we need a section for about. Okay, section for experience, section for skills, section for work, and section for contact. I think the order is not right. So experience, skills, work, contact. What is the order here? Okay, skills, experience, work, contact. Alright, we'll create in the similar manner. So the second item is skills. Okay. So let's wrap everything into a container. Okay, let's start creating each item. Let's make the main content as full screen as well. So class name will be width of full. So for Tailwind CSS, you can go to the website and you can search for all the items. So if I want to see the width, if I type the width, I will get the width documentation, and you can see all the elements for Tailwind CSS. So if I want to use the full screen, I can simply use w-full, or else you can install a extension. If I type Tailwind CSS, I think this is the one, or this one. I think this is the one. Let's install it. Okay, and now I should get a drop down when I type something. Okay, now you can see the color is applied to all of the objects when I add the text color. So I think the extension is working, but also we have to get the drop downs. Okay, let's see, we'll keep on working on it. Probably we'll get it later. Okay, so here we'll get about is coming up. Just let's have a temporary one, and we'll call the width again full screen, and let's call the height as screen. Okay, now see, you're getting the drop down, and this is working now. Right, so if I do that and go back to the website, so this one should come here at the bottom, at the center of the screen. All right, so in the main class we are going to create a flex column, and let's set them at the center. Okay, let's add flex. I think flex for the top level it's not required, so we'll create a flex and for each items. So for about we have made the screen full and height in the full screen again, and flex column, and we made it a flex column, and we made all items at the center and the content to be center. Oh, I forgot to save it. One second. Right, now the content is at the middle of the screen. Right, so this is what we want. Okay, let's do the same for the rest of items. So I'll call it as skills is coming. So skills is one item, even though skills the word is plural, it's one item. So I'm calling a skills is coming, experience is coming, work is coming, and contact is coming. Okay, let's go back to the website. Now I can see about is coming. If I scroll down, skill is coming, experience is coming, work is coming, and contact is coming. See that for each item it's like it is having its own page, but the header is scrolling along with the content. So I want the header to be fixed. Okay, so I'll go back, and in the header I'll make it as fixed. Okay, now the header is fixed. And also let's add some space in the x-axis. It is touching the borders, so simply I will add padding x of 5. Okay, now it is looking better. Okay, now when I click on the items, it should take me to the each content. Okay, as of now it is not scrolling. Now we are going to apply the scrolling effect. So now let's go to React Scroll, copy this one. I'll create a new terminal, so paste it here. So once the installation is done, we can simply add the items here. Okay, so let's start adding the items. In the meanwhile it gets installed. So I'm going to import the link. So we don't need all of the items here, so let's delete them. Let's keep only link from React Scroll. Okay, now we are going to turn everything, all these items into links. So now we are done with the installation. Let me close this one. So let's copy the first link from here. Let's remove offset, duration and everything. Okay, so let's move this item into the link. Okay, so instead of test one, let's call it as about, and here in about we'll add an ID called about. Okay, so if I go to the website, if I click on if I click on about, it should take me to about. You see that? Working fine. So let's do the same for the rest of the items. So this is for skills, experience, work, contact. Skills, experience, work, contact. Okay, we can delete these items. Let's add the IDs here. So this will be experience, this one will be work, and this one will be contact. Okay, let's go back to the website. Let's see how it works. Okay, now we are in about. If I click on skills, right, it's not working because I haven't changed the ID here. This should be skills, experience, work, contact. Now let's see. So if I click on skills, it takes me to skills. If I click on experience, experience is coming, work is coming, content, contact is coming. See that everything is working fine. Okay, I feel like the logo is very light. Instead of semi bold, let's make it bold. That's okay, it's not getting applied. The text itself is very thin, but that's fine. Okay, so now we are done with the about, skills and everything. Okay, right. Now what we can do, I'll close this font. I will close React scroll as well. It is done. So if I make it small, see you see that the header is overlapping and it's not looking good. So instead of that, I want the header to be hidden, and I want to create a bottom header with the same functionalities, but instead of text we'll have icons. Okay, so what I will do is I'll go to header. So by default I'll call it as hidden. Okay, so by default it is hidden, but it will be flex only for mid screen and above. Okay, so you see that, so small screen it is not visible, and for mid screen it is visible. Even for iPad look, it's not visible. Okay, what we'll do here now, let's add the footer. Again, footer will be width of full. You see that the drop down is working now. So let's add the icons. I'll go back to hero icons. So in the last video we have installed hero icons using npm, but this time npm, but this time I don't want to install them just for 4 icons. Okay, so instead of that I'll simply copy svg, paste it here. Okay, so if I go to the website, okay, you can see the icon here. So nothing to worry, we are going to place it in properly. So let's first use all the icon. So this is for, one second. Okay, so we want one for about, skills. So this we are going to use it for experience, and this is for work and contact. Okay, let's go back to hero icons, mail, mail is one, collections is one. Alright, what else? Identification is one. I hope I'm not going too fast. So because this is the third portfolio website, I'm walking you through little fast because we already discussed in detail in the first video itself. So that is why. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to the website. Now we have 4 icons. So for skills, we don't have the icon here. So for that I will go to website called Icon Monster. Okay, let's search for brain, yeah, right, we're going to use this one. I'll go to embed. Why it is not opening? I don't have an ad block. What is wrong with this thing? Okay, let's see if you have any similar one from hero icon itself. Okay, I'll use this one. Chart bar, it's not completely same, but just for demonstration purposes we can use it. I don't think that's a problem. You can use light bulb, but it's not completely relevant. Okay, fine, I'll use light bulb. So it's just for a demonstration purpose, so I don't see anything wrong. Okay, now we have the items. So if I go back to the website, I'll close these items, we don't need them anymore. So if I scroll down, I can see all the items here. Okay, now let's properly place them. So I'll create a flex row, items center, justify between. Okay, now you can see all the icons are placed and equally distributed, but instead of that I think we can use, instead of justify between, let's use justify around. Okay, if I use justify around, it will take the full width of the element and it will equally distributes across the screen. Okay, so let's add margin at bottom of 5. Okay, 5 is too big, so 2 is fine. Okay, this is looking good, but we don't need this in the large screen, we only need this in the small screen, right? So what I will do, I'll keep it hidden. So if it is a mid screen, it will be hidden. Okay, now it's not visible, only the top item is visible. Now you can see at the bottom of the screen, for iPad view it is visible, and if I make it smaller, again the icons are distributed equally and you can see the elements here, right? Perfect. So now let's add divider. Shadow, what did I do? I forgot. Okay, so I want to add a border, something like this one. Okay, so I'll go to border T2. Okay, if I let's make it small again. So I want to add a border at the top of this one so that it doesn't mix with other objects. So if I add the border, you can see a small border on the top, right? So instead of margin bottom, I will call it as margin Y, so that it will be applied on top and bottom of the item. Okay, so okay, now it is looking good. One second. Okay, now it's much better. So now you can see a small border on top of these items. Okay, also I don't want this to be scrolling, so I will fix the element. So if I make it fixed, so it is getting fixed, but it is going to the top of the screen, so we don't want that. I want it to be on the bottom. So if I make it bottom 0, it comes back. Excuse me. Right, so now the look is good and we don't have the header in the small screen. For iPad same, but in the mid screen the footer gets disappear and we'll see the header. Right, everything is fine. Now let's add the similar functionality to the footer as well. Let's add the links. Okay, let's remove and replace this one. Okay, let's see whether it is working. Okay, it is getting refreshed. Not sure why it is taking long time. Okay, now let's click on this item. Yes, it is working. Right, for the other items it's not working. We still need to apply the link. Okay, almost done. So this is the last. Okay, yeah, so done almost. Okay, done. Let's test it out. Not working. Only about is working, but the rest are not working. Oh, okay, my mistake. So this should be skills, this should be experience, and this is work, and this is contact. Right, you see that it's working now. Okay, everything is perfect. All right, so now we have to build each content now. About screen, skills, experience, work is coming, contact is coming. We'll have to build all these things. Okay, so right, so the main work is here now. So I have to make in this look. So what I will do, so let's simply copy paste these items. Okay, now we'll have to create containers for each item. Now let's see, right? Okay, now this is good, and let's make it smaller. So here in class I'll decrease the width of the content to half. Right, so we don't need the items to be center as of now. Okay, so this is the look we need. Not exactly, but so this is a start, right? So here at the left corner we are going to have the image. So let's use some images from Google itself. Okay, let's download this one. This is just a random image, so okay, we can take a small size, open the folder, so let's add this image to the public. Here I'll call it as pic. Okay, pic in the sense profile pic. Let's import that. So import pic from public, and the image name is pic.image. Also in next we have a component called image, so we are going to import that. Next /image. Okay, so we are going to add this image here. Image src, what is the name of the image? Pic, and let's keep the width, yes, width at 300, we can always adjust that later. So height will also be 300. Okay, so let's see how it looks like. Okay, it's not pic.image, it's pic.jpg. Okay, let's see now. Okay, so it got stretched. So what we can do, we don't need the full screen. I'll keep it as half screen. Okay, now we have to make the image as square. Okay, so what I will do, I'll create one more container for image itself. Okay, let's keep the image, the container width at 14 and height at 14. Let's see what happens. Okay, now it is square, but it's too small. Maybe we can make it 32. I think 40 or maybe 52. Let's make it 52. This should be sufficient. Oh God. So this should be sufficient, right? This is fine. Okay, now I want the image to be on left hand side and this content to be on the right hand side. So for that, so we'll have to create one more container. Okay, and let's call this as flex row, and let's give a gap of 5. Okay, this is good, right? The image is on the left hand side and the content is on the right hand side, right? So again I want this to be on top and this to be at the bottom. So again for that we'll have to create one more container, move this content into the above container. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is good, right? This is good. Okay, this is good. Also I want to add some space between both of them. Hello, I am Sudeep, and between the rest of the introduction, so I'll create a flex again, flex column. Oh God, flex column and gap of 5. Okay, also I want to highlight this one. So I want to make it font of semi bold, text of Excel. Okay, this is good. So let's make this image into circular form. So if I go to Tailwind and search for rounded. So if you want to have it a circle, you have to use rounded full. So in the image, let's call it as rounded full. It doesn't seems to be applied. Okay, let's add the class in the image itself. Now let's see. Right, you see that? Good. Okay, I'm going to add I'm sorry. So I'm going to add two icons here, three icons here to have the social networking sites. Okay, so these three icons I would like to add. Okay, the image is too small when compared to the other one. So let's see, maybe we can make it big. So we applied it as 52, let's use 72. Let's make it 72. Okay, and let's keep the items center. It is going down, so that's fine. So what I will do, I will just add a margin, a padding at the top, maybe of 20. 20 is too big. Okay, 14. Let's see. Okay, good. This is fine. Okay, let's add a few social networking items at the bottom. I'm not sure why the icons monster is not working. Okay, anyways, so let's add Facebook first. So let's use this one. I agree, embed. Okay, let's see if I download it, it works. No, it's not working. I did not install any ad block. Oh, okay, I have an ad block. I didn't check this one. Okay. Trusted sites. So let's add icons monster. Icons monster, I have added this one. Okay, apply changes. So this should work now. I'll refresh the screen. Disable it. Okay, fine, temporarily I will disable this one. Where to disable it? Oh, this is taking a lot of time. The original one I built on a laptop, so this one I'm using a different computer because I'm not able to complete the recording because I'm not sure, it is getting cut off in the middle. I don't know why. I'm going to use other website. Okay, let's use flat icons or icons 8. I think we can, in icons 8 they will provide the SVG links. So this is the third time I'm recording this one because of my laptop not functioning properly. So I'm using a different computer now. Oh God. What is happening? Okay, we don't have time for this. I'll simply, oh, we have an option here. Okay. Okay, so I'll add it at the bottom of the image. Let's see how it looks like. I haven't tried this before. It's not working. I think I copied the wrong one. Okay, this is the one. Okay, let's see. Okay, fine. So okay, let's quickly bring it to proper shape. Let's give an image size 12 and height of 12. Okay, now this is looking good. So let's add 2 more items. Instead of Facebook, we want Twitter, and YouTube. Okay. Not sure why it is taking a lot of time. It's eating of time actually. Okay, now we want YouTube. Sorry guys, today I think I'm not sure what is happening. So for this video I'm struggling actually to complete the video. Okay, so this is done. So let's add Twitter as well. Okay, so these are free icons, but you have to provide attribute for them. So they are, without that you can't use it. So as this is only for demonstration purpose, I am not giving any attribute, I mean adding any attribute to the website, but anyways I am showcasing their website, so I don't think it will be a problem. But if you are going to use them, so you'll have to provide attribute. So let's look at our website now. Okay, good. So we want them at the bottom of the screen. So what happened again? I used the right one, I used the embedded one, so I copied this link and I pasted it here, right? It should work. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's fine, we'll leave it. We'll add only 2 icons. Let's leave this one. Okay, so right, so this is done. So I want these 2 icons at the bottom of the image. So what I will do, I will once again create one more container and copy all of this one and move it to the above container. So right, so I'll call it as, so it will be flex column and gap of 5. Okay, so and we'll have to add one more container for the account itself. And let's make the class as flex row. Okay, now let's see. Okay, now this is good, and let's make the width as full and item center. Justify around. Okay, this is good. If you think the icons sizes are big, let's make them maybe 9 and 9. Okay, this is good. Alright, so we're done with the about section. So here we just need to add the hyperlinks. So let's finish that as well. So we have a container of A which gives the hyperlink to the image, and let's move the image into that. Or else we can simply change div to A. So A is a container which gives you the hyperlink. Okay, so I made it to A and href is equal to, so here this is where we'll have to provide the hyperlinks. So if I click on the Twitter, so I'll go back to the item and added the Twitter link here. So let's see, if I go to the website, I should get the option to click on it, right? Now you can see the pointer. So if I click on it, it takes me to Twitter, but it doesn't open in a different tab, it opens in the same tab. Okay, I want to open it in a different tab, so I go back to A, and here I will add a target, and target equal to underscore blank. Okay, so let's save it. So if I click on Twitter, it is opening the web page in a different tab. Alright, let's do the same for Facebook. Let me open my Facebook link, copy this one. Okay, where is it? So instead of div, let's rename it to A, and href equal to, okay, target should be, yeah, target should be underscore blank. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so if I, did we save this one? Yes, we did save this one. 1 second, let's give it a moment. Did we? Okay, I'm sorry. href, target spelling is wrong. Right, now it should work. Okay, so if I click on Facebook, it is taking me to different page. Alright, this is done. So we can't change the color of the items here because these are not SVG files, these are images. So in order to change the color of the icons like this, you'll have to include SVG icons. So I used icons monster for these icons, but for some reason they are not working today. I don't know why. Anyways, I don't want to change any settings as of now. It's actually a lot of time consuming. Okay, so if I make it small screen, you see that the look is not at all good. Even for iPad, it's not good. For mid screen, it's too much of small, because we at least need, if it's more spread, it looks much better, right? So for mid screen, what we'll do, instead of half screen, so we'll have the half screen in the large screen, and for the mid screen we'll have the width to 3/4. Okay, so this is the mid screen. So we made the screen much better by making the element a width to half 3/4 of the screen, and if it is a large screen, it again comes back to the center. So now let's fix for iPad. We don't want this to be at the center. Instead of that, I want the images at the top and these two items at the left, right hand side, and hello, I'm Sudeep should be at the bottom. Okay, so by default it's column. Okay, so from mid screen it should be column, otherwise it should be row. I think I changed the wrong one. Okay, my bad. Okay. Okay, so this is one element, right? This is where we have to change now. So by default it is row. but if it is mid screen, I want it to be in column. I'm sorry, I want it to be in row if it is a mid screen. So by default I want it to be in column. Okay, now it is in column, and if I increase the font screen size, you can see this one is setting in the middle in row fashion, and if I make it further small, it is coming to column. So don't worry about this, we'll fix that. Okay, I'm not liking this look. Let's make it 3/4 for everything. Okay, this looks much better now. Okay, this is good. So now we have to fix it for iPad. Let's fix the view for iPad. So this is the item for the top elements, so image and these two. So let's make it items center. Okay, and also for this one, okay, this is much better. And these two items, instead of justify around, I will make it justify center and gap of 5. Okay, this is good. If I make it big, this is how it looks like. Even though it's mid screen or large screen, everything is aligning perfectly. Okay, so this is iPad view. So if I make it phone view, this is how it looks like. Right, looks good. So we are done with about section. So let's work on the skills now. Okay, so right, so the video is still recording, so I don't have any issues with that. It's a good thing. All right, so skills will have to get this kind of view. If I go to skills, this kind of view I have to get. So here we have 8 boxes. Let's quickly build that. So I'll create a container. I'll call it as, so the first one, maybe it's 80%, 80, 80, 80 again, 90, 70, 60. Okay. So class, let's give a background of indigo 700. Okay, so now let's increase the width size to 3/4 of the screen, sorry, 1/3 of the screen. This is how it looks like. Great. Okay, so we shall add this into a different container, and we'll have class name with a background of indigo 200. Okay, so you see that, so there is a small transparent background and with 80% of this one. Okay, so this one will be 2/3 and this one will be 1/3. Okay, now you can get this look, right? So I want to have a rounded corners. So if I go to Tailwind, search for rounded corners. So I don't want complete round, but I want to have rounded large. Okay, this is good. Also let's add a padding to x-axis. And the text color to be indigo of 700 so that it will mix up with the object, and if I highlight I can see it 80%. Okay, so this one, let me add one more container and let's call it as HTML, and let's format the text style. So let's make it a small size, so SM, text size will be SM and font will be semi bold. Okay, so let's remove item center. Okay. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So I want to add a little layer. You see that, a transparent layer over the box. So I want to add a ring. So the item is known as ring. So if I search for ring, you can see a ring here. So I'll call it as ring 4. So if I add the ring 4 to the top container, so you'll have to see a ring upon it. You see that? Great. Let's call it as flex column, and let's add a gap of 2. Okay, so this should be under one more container. So the whole object here, wait a minute, right, so all of these items should be in this container. Okay, let's make it flex with a gap of 2. Okay, so class name equal to okay, great. All right, so we got this look with a ring and you can see proper alignment of the text and the objects. Okay, let's quickly copy paste for the rest of the items. So we can quickly go to the next item. So this will be, so we want 6, right? 4, 5, 6. So instead of HTML it will be CSS with 80% again, JavaScript, so I'll call it as 90, and this one will make it as 4/5. ReactJS, React Native, what shall we call this one? Maybe Python. Okay, so Python, I'll make it as 50%. So this will be half, 50% is half, and this is 60%. Maybe we can make it into 3/5, and ReactJS is again maybe 70%. We can make it like so instead of 3 we'll have a denominator of 12 and width will be 9. So let's see how it looks like now. Okay, this is how it is looking like. So this is full screen. What if we make it into half screen? Okay, I think half screen looks much better, but before that, instead of column, let's see what happens if I make it as a wrap. Okay, all right, so let's make it again into 1/3. So we want the skills to be, at least 2 skills to be beside each other, and let's add a gap of 2. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Let's add a margin of y to 20 so that we can keep them at the center more towards each other. So almost done, guys. This skills part is almost done. We can quickly close the other items. So okay, so this is much better, but we want space between each item. So for each item, let's add a padding of 5. Let's copy paste for the rest of the items. Okay, great. So this item is done. If I make it big, it's getting adjusted, and you can see that even in last screen it works perfectly fine. So if I go to about, this is what it looks like, and if I come to skills, this is what it looks like. Did you notice that? So if I click on skills, the skills is coming through the footer. So let's so it's like a footer is transparent, so we don't want that to be transparent, so I'll add a background color of white. So it's up to you if you want to make it transparent. That by default it's transparent, so here I want to make it white. So if I click on, you see that now it's not overlapping. So it could be the same thing with the header as well. See that? So even for header, where this is, okay, I'll make the background as white. So if I click on skills, okay, now good, right? Alright, so we are done with 2 sections now. Let's quickly work on the experience section. Okay, let's see if my video is still recording. Yes, great. So I had to check this because this is the 3rd time I'm recording and all my work is lost. Okay, so if I go to experience, you see this roadmap kind of thing. So you can use flexbox, gridbox, that's up to you, but I used a table. So I find it more convenient if I use table, so I used a table. So let's do the same. So this one will be table and we don't need a header. So we just need to create T body. So each item, so let me go to table first. So table layout, yes. Okay, so should be we don't need the head, so we want only the body. So each item should have wrapped in tr and in tr each item will be td. Okay, td, right. Okay, so the first item is 2016 present. So if you look at the table, it's like this left hand side is empty and middle we have this icon, glowing icon, and right hand side with this we have this one, the founder CEO at Shepherd Games. So we need 3 items. So first one, let's leave it blank. So the second one, so for now I'm writing it as circle, and the third one will be this one, 2016 present founder. So let's keep them into their own containers so that it will be easy for us to format them later. Okay, so 2016 to present. Okay, so this one should be in indigo, right? Indigo 700. and okay, this one is in indigo. Circle will change that, nothing to worry. So instead of circle, so the circle is the middle one and this is the right item. Left hand side you don't see anything because it's blank. So instead of circle, what I will do is I'll go to animation. So in animation you will see, yeah, we need this one. Okay, so I'll copy this one, and instead of circle I will paste it here. Okay, so let's see how it looks like. Okay, so the circle is small whereas the animation it's too big, right? So let's adjust that. So we don't want it to be full, so let's limit that to 3 for now, and opacity, let's remove this one. Instead of purple we want indigo of 400, and even this one, even of indigo we want purple, I'll make it as 700. Okay, you see that now it is limited to this one and it's very small. We can make it big. Instead of 3 let's make it 6, and indigo instead of 400 maybe 300, and this one instead of 700 let's make it 500. This is much bigger now. Okay, I think 4 is sufficient. Okay, so flex items, let's keep them at the center. Okay, fine, let's make it 3. I think 3 is sufficient. All right. Okay, this is fine. Also let's add a background to it. Background of indigo of 200. Okay, so we'll add the rest of the items and it pretty much looks like this. Let's add some padding. So class name equal to px of 2. Okay, this is much better. So font, let's make it semi bold. Okay, right? Looks good, right? Let's bring the padding to bottom so that the 2016 present will be aligned with the dot. Okay, now it is aligned and the rounded is not visible much. Okay, now it's more visible. You see that? Right, now let's quickly build the rest of the items. Okay, let's add 3 more elements. 3, 4. Okay, so so we want each item to be on the left and right hand side. Let's quickly align that one. So the first one, it's good to go. The second one, we want the empty one at the bottom. And the animation will be after this one. So I'll make it as 2013 to 16. Senior developer. Okay, I'll also add one more content here. So let me simply copy paste. Okay, so yeah, this is done. Okay, you see that? This is good. Now we want the text to be aligned on the right. I think align right is the align right. Okay, let's go to TailwindCSS. So if I forget anything, we can search the documents. Okay, text right is the right one. So it's not align right, it's text right. Okay, now this is looking good. And let's add some padding at top. I think my system got stuck. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I think I hope you got the point now. So I'll just simply copy paste this one with the next item. So let's just to save time. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is fine. Just let's align everything properly now. This should be padding of 10 and this should be padding of 10. So on the edges, let's make it a bit round. Okay, so it looks much better. So if I go to the TailwindCSS, so if I go to rounded corners, we can add rounded at only one side. So if you see this one, at the top you can add rounded top large. So let's apply this to the top of the item, to the animation thing. So here we made it as indigo 200, right? So if I add it as rounded top large, this one should become cursive. You see that? Also let's do the same for the bottom of the item. Where is this one? Yeah, instead of top we'll make it bottom. Okay, this is done. So if I make it small, this is how it looking like. So by default, let's make it so the text will be small by default. Or extra small. Okay, so for mid screens the text will be base in the sense it's the normal width. Okay, so if I have switched it to iPad view, this is how it looks like, and mid screen this is how it looks like, large screen this is how it looks like. Okay, so for mid screen this is how it looks like. Let's make the table width to fixed. So it is adjusting automatically. We don't want that. Instead of that, we want the table layout to be fixed. So just need to add class of table. This should be fixed. Okay, and I want the table to be exactly half of the 3/4 of the screen. Oops. So okay, let's leave it. We are almost done. We need to build 2 more elements. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is looking much better now, isn't it? So if I go to experience, make it small, it is at the center of the screen. So what I did is, to the first element I added half width to the first item, which is blank, and the second last item, which is the text here, and it is aligned at the center of the screen. So if I make it big, even it is aligned at the center of the screen, right? This is great. Now we are done with about, skills, experience. Now let's quickly close work, or else let's quickly close contact. So contact, we don't have much of items. So what I will do, I will simply copy all the items from about, I will simply paste it here. Did I paste it correctly? 1 second. Right, correct. Alright, so this one will be contact. We still need the image, but we don't need the text here. And by default this will be column, so we don't need to change anything. So I will just add contact ID here. So the contact is contact at Shepherd Games. Okay, so this one href, yes, href is equal to mail to contact at shepherd.games. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. So if I click on contact, if I have a mailbox, it will open the mailbox, but that's fine. Okay, so for business inquiries, reach out to this contact number. What happened? Also, let's make the contact, let's do some formatting. So CSS class name, make it semi bold, and text color will be indigo 700. Also, let's use some underline. Okay, great. So for business items, let's make it one container for these two, because I don't want extra space to be adding. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. So I'll simply add a flex to keep it center. Class name equal to flex, flex column, items center. Right, this is good. So contact is also done. So this is how it looks like in the big screen. Okay, it's smoothly getting adjusted even in my iPad. This looks good. So the scrolling effect is also good. So we are just pending with the work section. Okay, so work will be looking like this. So games, and we're going to add 3 projects, and we're going to add one more portfolio website, so other portfolio. So as of now it is going to have only 2 items. Okay, let's quickly build working. So let's create a container. So this will be games. I used one hero icon. So if I go to hero icons, I used a right arrow, so just to resemble a hyperlink. Okay, this one. Alright, so let's make it semi bold. Text will be indigo 700. Okay, so we want this to be at the beside the games. So we'll make flex row. items center. Okay, this is good. So if I go to Tailwind, so we need the animation, the jumping animation, right? So if I go to animation, so we have the bounce effect. So simply copy this one, paste it here, and let's go back to the website. Okay, great, it's done. So we need to make it hyperlink, or simply instead of div, let's make it into a, add the href equal to, so I'll add this link, and target would be underscore blank. So if I click on, one second, let it refresh. Why it is not href? Is it right? href, okay. Okay, right. Now it is hyperlink. If I click on games, it taking me to the games page. Okay, I'll quickly add the games as well. So just to save some time, so I will use the same image as the profile pic. So in your project you can change that, that's not a big deal. So let's keep the width to 200. Height to 200. Okay, let's make it smaller, 150 maybe. Let's keep it in a container and apply CSS classes. I think we don't need that. One second. Okay. Oh god. Okay, so let's take this one, paste it here. Class name equal to rounded. So rounded will give you simple rounded look. So furthermore, if you want to have it more rounded, you can have your increase the rounded to, by adding more attributes like large, small, medium, something like that. So if I go to rounded corners, you can see these items. So if I apply mid, okay, you see little corners, right? So I'll call it as game 1. So this will be game 2, this will be game 3. and let's make it flex. Flex of row, gap of 5. Alright, my mistake. So we'll have to add them into one container. So let's copy all of them, cut them, paste it here. Okay, let's make it much smaller. Okay, flex row, and let's give a gap of 5 maybe. Okay, this is good. Almost done, guys. This is the last one we are going to develop. So class name equal to flex column, item center, give a gap of, let's see, I think we don't need a gap here, there is already proper gap. Okay, this is good. And let's make it semi bold. Semi bold. Okay, let's quickly copy paste for the rest of the game text. Done. Now let's copy the class to the rest of the items. Okay, this is good. So let's call all the items into one container. Okay, let's make it flex column and add a gap of 5. Okay, so we have a proper gap, and let's bring them at the center, item center. Oh god, it is taking a lot of time to load. Okay, done. So we want each item to have its own hyperlink. Instead of div, let's make it a, and I'll just copy paste this one. So you can add your own links later. So as it is only for demonstration purpose, I'm adding the same links. Oh god, 1 second. Yeah, I'm doing it. Wait, VS Code is much faster than me. It doesn't wait for me to fix the bugs. Alright, so now you can see all the items or hyperlink. If I click on them, it will take me to new link, right? So you can add your own links over there. So similarly, let's copy this one, paste it again. Instead of games, I will call it as websites. And this one will be website 1, website 2, website 3. Cool, right? So you can add in as many portfolio you want. So on the top level, let's add a gap of 10. Alright, done. So if you want to have it in more like a rectangle boxes, you can change the height and width of the images. So as of now, I made it into square, so with the equal height and width. You can make that into rectangle if you want. So if I change the layout width, right, this is how it looks like. So if I make it into iPad view, you see that everything is working perfect. Let's look at the mobile view. Perfect, right? All right. So thanks a lot for watching. I'm not going to deploy it to any hosting site because we have already seen that in first 2 videos. So I'm skipping that in this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll meet again in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye. See you again.